Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Growfolds, and today we'll be grocery store plant shopping at Kroger in Plano, Texas. Please don't forget to hit the like button for this video and make sure you hit the subscribe button. I've noticed that some of my viewers are still not subscribed, and I would really love for you guys to hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with my daily plant videos. But we are going to go ahead and check this Kroger out. And as you guys can see, they've got a bunch of bromeliads right over here. So all of these bromeliads are actually sourced by Costa Farms. And these ones are not a bad price at all. I am still amazed about how many bromeliads are available at like grocery stores, big box stores, even convenience stores. There's just a bunch of bromeliads. I have yet to add a bromeliad to my collection, but as you can see, this one is only for $6.99. Beautiful looking variegation on the foliage as well. I do like the bromeliads with the beautiful pink variegation. I just feel like somebody took like a spray paint and spray painted it, and look at these beautiful blooms on bromeliads. I'm not 100% sure on bromeliad plant care. So for my plant foldies, which is what I call my viewers, so if you're new to the channel, plant foldies, let me know in the comments or even in the live premiere chat what the care tips are for bromeliads. And I did want to say thank you guys for always tuning in to the live premiere chats. It's really exciting to be able to interact with you guys. I make it an effort to at least be on the live premieres nightly. We've been doing this for quite a while now, and it's just been an exciting journey. But you can see there is a beautiful yellow bloom on this bromeliad. Love just zooming in and giving you guys this plant content. I know that we should be able to just get that for you guys. So we'll see what we can do in terms of just more plant content. Right over here, we do have some palms and some Pachira aquatica, or what you call money tree. I love that as well. Look at that. And in the planter, these are by Live Trends. The planter is actually a bunch of like coins. I think that's really cool. And, you know, with Kroger, it's a local grocery store chain that's all over the Texas market. I just love being able to go check out for houseplants. Like, look at this daffodil right over here. That's beautiful. You know, spring is literally around the corner, where I think we're about 20 more days before spring hits. And would you imagine that we have philodendron pink princess marbles out in a grocery store, a local grocery store? These are for $29.99. So these are actually sourced out by Tropic Treasures. You can see that there are a bunch of philodendron pink princess. So at this point, I would say philodendron pink princess is really a common philodendron. I've seen them a lot at grocery stores, big box stores. And at this point, if you are going to buy philodendron pink princess, you can be a little bit more selective of the variegation, because the variegation is not actually impacted by the amount of light you give a philodendron pink princess. It's really just the initial genetics behind it. So if you have a philodendron pink princess that doesn't have a lot of variegation, most likely it's not going to produce the variegation you would want to look for in a highly variegated one. I love Dracaena marginata. This one doesn't have the pink form, but Dracaena marginata is beautiful. It's an easy to care for plant. And right over here is a ZZ Zenzi plant at Kroger's, and you can see it's for $19.99. I actually want to add a ZZ Zenzi into my home just because it is an easy to care for plant. Do not water it often, and it can tolerate lower light conditions. I currently have a Raven ZZ in my collection. I have two. I have one at home and one at work. And this is an Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. So I would say this is probably the one house plant that starts people in growing houseplants in general. And then we have a bunch of jade pothos. So basically the jade pothos, or the Epipremnum aureum jade, is the green version or the more reverted version of the golden pothos. Now the neon pothos is a stunner. And you know what I like about it? This is a 6-inch planter from Kroger. This is for $9.99. Sometimes you will find clearance plants at Kroger as well, but look at how beautiful that neon variegation is. And we also have an Epipremnum aureum marble queen pothos. The thing about Marble Queen pothos is you definitely want to give it bright indirect light, a lot more indirect light, bright indirect light, just because it will revert back to green if you don't give it enough light. So just that is the type of plant that is actually influenced by light. And then right over here we have a dragon fruit type of like succulent cacti. This one is for $6.99. So really like that, you know, grocery stores, most people will only go to a grocery store to get their groceries, obviously, but who would have thought if you actually took the time to just slow down and look past the flowers, how many beautiful houseplants you can possibly get. Like this is a beautiful Aglaonema Mary Ann. And the majority of plants that actually come from Kroger are sourced by this this nursery called Mason Farms, which is actually based out in New Mexico. And look at this. Who would have thought a variegated Hoya caryi at a grocery store? Look at that beautiful variegation. It's stunning. I actually bought a Hoya caryi variegated version at Kroger for $6.99. Now this one is for $13.99. It's a beautiful looking Hoya. I've been getting into Hoyas and I have yet to add a peperomia, but look at this beautiful peperomia guinea right here, or Ginny. Look at the pink margins or the pink outlining on the leaves. It's beautiful. $6.99. $6.99 is not a bad price at all. So I know most of my plant foldies are all over, and a shout out to all of my Canadian plant foldies, my international plant foldies. Thank you guys for tuning in. But if you are in the United States, check your grocery stores, because they definitely have plants like this. Like I would say Kroger, look at this. This is a peperomia raisinette, but this is the Costa Farms Trending Tropicals, $16.99. Kroger definitely has the most inexpensive trending tropicals. Normally, if you go to like Walmart, Lowe's, or like Home Depot, they're usually in the $19 range. But at Kroger, you can get them for $16.99. So it's always exciting to go check to see what kind of trending tropicals by Costa Farms has. And then this is a beautiful Alocasia Black Velvet. That one's for $14.99, or actually $19.99. And then we have an Epipremnum aureum Enjoy. So a lot of pothos Enjoy are actually being called pearls and jade, but this one I'm telling you is an Epipremnum aureum Enjoy. You can tell because the variegation is very contrast. There's not a lot of speckling or gradation. It's literally white variegation and green. And then look at those beautiful jade pothos. I want to show you some more plants. Like look at this Rex begonia right over here. I'm kind of struggling to get it out, but look at that beautiful looking Rex begonia. I've got about 3 in my home right now. This one's for $13.99 by Mason Farms. I just love being able to see different nurseries. I know a lot of the majority of say like orchids actually come from California, but most of our tropical plants obviously come from like Florida, but it's really interesting to get these Mason Farm plants from New Mexico of all places. And then right over here, we're gonna pan over. These are what they call the Rescue Us plants, or what I would call AKA clearance plant. Look at this, Epipremnum aureum neon pothos, $1.30 for a 6-inch planter. So you already know I'm going to grab this. I love neon pothos. They're a classic pothos, and it's only for $1.30. Like plant foldies, my viewers, would you pick up that plant for $1.30? If you say no, I would ask you why, because pothos are so easy to grow. And then right over here, we have another trending tropicals, Epipremnum aureum, pinnatum, not aureum, pinnatum, Baltic blue, beautiful looking Baltic blue. And this one is for $16.99 by Trending Tropicals, Costa Farms. So I went ahead and checked out, and you can see that I ended up buying this pothos neon for $1.30. That is a steal in a 6-inch planter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to definitely make sure to spray it with insecticidal soap, put some systemic granules to prevent future pests, and then water this with some Super Thrive water. I will get a better planter to put it in, and I will place it somewhere, maybe in my guest bedroom. But I am really happy to be able to find a really good plant. $1.30 is not bad at all, in the fact that I'm doing daily plant videos. So if you haven't subscribed, guys, please make sure you do it today. And I am actually gonna go here. So I am actually plant shopping at Hobby Lobby, which is a craft store out in Prosper. And I wanted to show you some faux plants. Like look at that Alocasia poly. We've got some faux plants right over here. Look at these artificial looking caladiums. They look actually fairly real. I've noticed that for anybody who doesn't consider themselves having a green thumb, or if you have like a space that literally doesn't have any light, you can add things like this. Look at this. This is a Dracaena looking cane plant. And I know that Hobby Lobby typically gives discounts. Like look at this faux Calathea or Orbifolia. That's really nice looking. But I'm actually out at Hobby Lobby today to look for some bowls because there was a plant influencer who actually has a local plant nursery called Famous in Oregon. His name is Tanner the Planter, and I saw a beautiful hydroponic aglaonema. So I definitely needed to buy a bowl so I can actually convert one of the aglaonemas I bought at Callaway's nursery. It's a Red King aglaonema that I bought for $12.99, and I want to put it in a hydroponic situation versus just soil. But look at that Ficus lyrata. This is a artificial Ficus lyrata. So if you want to go ahead and add faux plants, add that. But as you can see at this Hobby Lobby right here, we have a lot of different types of vases. But what I'm looking for are all of these different types of jars and different types of bowls. So I'm looking for a bowl that I can actually put. So we're going to take a look at this. Let's see how much this actually costs. This one is for $3.99. That is not bad at all. And I think this is actually the perfect size bowl for the 4-inch aglaonema I bought at Callaway's. And then we have another one for $4.99. I'm going to buy this because I'm going to buy a small bowl, a medium bowl, and a large bowl, because I'm thinking about growing some aglaonema actually in these bowls. Hydroponics, for anybody that's new, is basically growing a plant in literally water. You're not going to use like soil. You're not going to use any other substrates like leca. It's literally straight up water. And the thing about water, hydroponics is you risk less pests actually happening, and then it takes the guessing game out of actually watering the plant because it's in water. Most plants can actually get converted in the water, and the only thing is when you convert, say, a plant that's growing in soil into water, there might be a little bit of dieback, but eventually it will grow new roots. You just have to really maintain it and change the water and make sure that you have some type of plant food. So I typically use like Super Thrive and a very low dose of like liquid house fertilizer. But as you can see, Hobby Lobby has a bunch of bowls, and actually I should have waited maybe to find it when they're actually 50% off. They do typical sales. So if you have Hobby Lobbies in your area, definitely check this out. But you will see a little bit more content in terms of me trying out different ways to display plants and grow plants. I talked about hanging baskets. I'm so glad I wasn't able to, I'm so glad I am able to grow hanging baskets in my home without having to drill holes in my ceilings, because I found this command strip. But like, look at these cool looking hanging planters right over here. This is really nice as well. It's all about growing plants in the planters. I feel like planters in the medium you put them in actually accentuate the plant's like beauty, and I really do like these. So like typically I don't like glaze, like shiny glaze, but this is beautiful for $8.99. And then these are on clearance for 74 cents. Look at how beautiful that is. I do like the neutral tones. But anyways, here you go. How do you convert a plant into hydroponics? So this is basically an aglaonema Red King that I got. This was for $12.99. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you have a bowl like this. I got that at Hobby Lobby. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the plant out. So obviously this plant is super root bound. I was actually attracted to this plant because you could see that there's some very nice, healthy looking roots. So you need to go ahead and try to get the roots out. And the trick is you want to take all of the soil out. So I am struggling to get it out. So I went ahead and just took some scissors to cut it. I'm trying not to disturb the roots or like actually destroy the roots. There might be a little bit of root damage if I just try, to get it out, but I'm trying my very best to get this aglaonema out. If you guys are new to the plant channel, I love aglaonemas. Aglaonemas are considered Chinese evergreens, and they grow in a lot of different types of situations, but I would say they can tolerate lower light conditions. However, they do best in bright indirect light. They don't require a lot of water. Honestly, if you're growing them in soil, if you overwater them, their roots will rot. So kind of treat them like a succulent almost. I almost think of them that way because look at how like robust their roots are. But when you are converting a plant to hydroponics, where basically you're going to grow it in water, the first thing is you want to get the roots out of the soil. And then it is all about cleaning the roots as best as you can. Like you literally want to get rid of the water. I mean, not the water. You want to get rid of the roots. So the soil on the roots. So I am actually giving it as best of a soak. I am going to try to get as much of the soil off the roots, because if you have soil in the roots and you're letting it grow, it can cause root rot. So you want to try to get as much of the roots out. Sometimes people will take even a little diluted solution of water with some hydrogen peroxide to really disinfect the roots. I'm not going to do that today. I literally just want to make sure that I'm actually rinsing the roots and getting rid of the all of the soil as best I can. And then now this is the finished product. So I've tried to get as much of the soil out. Look at how beautiful this aglaonema is. I'm super excited to do this. Very inspired by Tanner the planter famous of Oregon. He had a really cool demonstration. I actually wanted to buy the aglaonema he converted into water, but somebody ended up buying it before me. So I am going to do it myself. So now that I've soaked the aglaonema in some water to just make sure all of the soil is off of the roots, we're going to go ahead and place the plant into the bowl right over here. So it's kind of like those Proven Winner Leaf Joy H2O bowls. I am actually DIYing this and doing it myself, and I'm really excited. I am definitely going to be converting a lot of aglaonemas I buy into bowls. I think that would be really cool to display. And the water I am going ahead and fill this bowl up is with some Super Thrive. Eventually I will get some liquid fertilizer, some really low dose liquid fertilizer to feed it. But as you can see, I'm just filling up the bowl with some Super Thrive. Super Thrive is amazing, and it will give it enough nutrients, the vitamin B vitamin, to make sure that the shock actually helps acclimate it into the water. I do expect this aglaonema to maybe decline in health for just a bit, but you'll know that you've been successful in converting hydroponic plant when you start seeing some more healthy root growth. But you can see right over here, look at how beautiful the variegation is. And I did buy this at Callaway. So if for some reason this plant doesn't make it through the hydroponic conversion, I am able to still return it with my full money back as long as I bring this aglaonema back. Love Callaway's. It is a local plant nursery out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Definitely check it out, and you can see this is the finished product. So you can see it is now converted into water. The roots are as clean as I can possibly get it clean. There's some Super Thrive in it, and you can see that the aglaonema is thriving. When you grow plants in hydroponic or just in water, it takes the guessing game of, do I need to water it? How much do I need to water it? Because it's already in water. Most plants can survive in water. There is just a little bit of a transitional phase, but I hope you like this little tutorial. And now we're going to go ahead and transition to a big box store plant shopping video. This one is actually at Lowe's in Allen, Texas. This is the one off of McDermott Road. One of the best Lowe's because they keep their household plants in top shape. The employees are always kind, very helpful, and they always have a selection. I actually always feel like whenever I go to this Lowe's location, they are actually overstocked with plants, and I can understand why. Like if I was Costa Farms or any plant sourcer, I would definitely send plants here, because I've seen on multiple occasions they have employees that take the time to trim off dead leaves, clean up the soil, and also water the plants. And I think that for a big box store, that is amazing. Again, not all big box stores are created equal, but when you find a location where you know you're going to get healthy plants, I definitely buy plants at this specific Lowe's often, just because they have healthy looking plants and they're always in stock with so many different varieties. Plant folies, take a look at this. Beautiful philodendron moonlight. This one is by Live, or actually not Live Trends. This is by Urban Jungle. This one I think is like $24.98. Love philodendron moonlight. I have yet to add that to my collection, but it is one of the plants I definitely want to add. And you can see that Urban Jungle, Live Trends, they have beautiful planters. And you know, I look for that modern contemporary look. But check this out. Costa Farms now has a bunch of like assorted plants in one planter. This one is for $19.99. I will say, Costa Farms, thank you for always giving us plants and different type of plant selection. So we've got 3 plants. We've got a Dieffenbachia, a Dracaena marginata, and a purple waffle plant. All of them have different lighting expectations, but with the Dieffenbachia, all 3 plants need to be in bright indirect light because Dieffenbachia need that. And then right over here, we have Peperomia obtusifolia variegata. These ones are for $13.98. I'm not necessarily a fan of the planter per se. Like, I wish it was just a solid like terracotta look with no texture, but I love just the shape of the planter, and the variegation of Peperomia obtusifolia is gorgeous. And then right over here, we are looking at Philodendron cordatum lemon lime. Costa Farms has actually been producing a lot of the hanging baskets available at, like, say, Walmart or Lowe's. But this one is by Urban Jungle. This one is for $13.98. I think it's a little bit more pricey just because of the planter. You can get a better deal if you buy like Costa Farm plants, but nonetheless, I am not, throwing any shade at Urban Jungle. They have some beautiful looking planters. Like this one right here, I'm not 100% sure what type of plant this is. This is for $13.98. Really like that Urban Jungle has some really cool looking plants. You'd be surprised about some of the uncommon and rare plants that they offer. And then right over here, I want to show you guys this. So this is a Dracaena warneckii white jewel, $13.98 for this. I would highly recommend any Dracaenas because they can tolerate lower light conditions. They can be underwatered and they can grow fairly large. They are moderate, pace growers, but they're very easy and they're very underrated. Here is another Peperomia obtusifolia right here. This is not the variegated form, but nonetheless, it is a gorgeous looking plant and the planter is really cute. I honestly just wish Urban Jungle would just have very simplistic planters. And then right over here, we have just a prayer plant for $13.98. Now, prayer plants are in the same category as Calatheas and Maranthas and Stromanthes and Nanthe plants. So they are a little bit more finicky. You definitely need to make sure that you keep their soil moist. Don't let them dry out completely. And they require a little bit more humidity. But check this out, guys. A variegated prayer plant. So this one is also for $13.98. So you can get the non-variegated prayer plant, or you can get this prayer plant right here for $13.98. I think this is awesome because this is one plant that if I wasn't actually trying to spend money, I would buy this in a heartbeat. But for now, I'm going to hold off on that. Just knowing that there are variegated prayer plants by Urban Jungle. It's awesome. Look at how beautiful this is. Love me some prayer plants. I am a little bit nervous about growing Calathea in my collection. Right now, my White Star is doing okay. I have a Stromanthe Triosar that's doing okay as well. But it's really just about watering and making sure they get enough humidity. Now, if you were to convert that into a hydroponic situation where you're growing a prayer plant in water, it would definitely dissipate the guessing game about whether you're underwatering and overwatering it. But you can see we have the regular form prayer plant and then the variegated form of prayer plant. So love Lowe's. Lowe's always has some amazing plants, specifically the McDermott Road Lowe's. So if you are in the North Dallas area and you're a local plant foldie, definitely check out this Lowe's. I often frequent it. Again, I am going broke just doing these plant shopping videos. I love giving you guys daily content. So if you like plant content and like actually interacting with other plant lovers, join us every evening. I usually try to make an hour-long video where I just talk about plants, talk about plant care, and if you're able to join a live premiere chat, that would be awesome as well, because you can interact with some of our regulars. And then right over here we have a philodendron moonlight, love it. And then we have a Chiflera moondrop for $13.98. Look at how beautiful these plants are, and I'm filming this in the late afternoon, and I love the fact that these plants actually get a lot of bright indirect light. It's just gorgeous. I think that this is a very well run Lowe's. I am excited to be actually taking a trip to Austin, Texas in about 2 weeks. So in March 3rd, I will be filming a lot of big box stores and plant nurseries so I can provide some more plants that are outside of the DFW market. So we will see what kind of plants I run into. Stay tuned for that. But if you are tuning into this video, please make sure you guys are smashing the like button, as my #1 cheerleader Luke says on the live premieres. It really does help me. I know it's shameless plugging, but honestly, I would love to grow our plant community, and just hitting the like button if you're watching this is all the support I would really ask. And if you are watching my videos and haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. I checked my analytics and I was really shocked to see that a lot of my views are actually coming from people who are not subscribed. So I just need to know, what can I do to make sure you guys are subscribed, because it would be awesome to grow our plant community. The community at Growfolds is called Plant Foldies. I always encourage you guys to actually add me on Instagram at Growfolds. And if you go big box store plant shopping, or you find an amazing plant at a big box store, grocery store, or even a local nursery store, tag me at Growfolds on Instagram. Use the hashtag Growfolds, hashtag Plant Foldies, hashtag Plant Foldy. That would be awesome. But as you can see, we did pan over some Vanda orchids. That's the thing about Lowe's. I think Lowe's has probably the most diverse selection of orchids. We've got Vanda orchids, we've got Phalaenopsis orchids, we've got all sorts of orchids. But as you can see, I'm just gonna pan out here. Even like the boxes on their pallets and shelves are nicely organized. I just like taking the time to just soak it in and take a looking at all of these plants. Plant Foldies, I really just enjoy interacting with y'all. I want to make sure that if you are a new plant, keeper, or somebody that is just getting into houseplants, this is definitely the channel for you, because we want to make sure that we have a positive space to talk about plants. Know that you can grow plants. We just need to make sure that we know all of their care conditions, and I am here for you in terms of being able to provide some insights. But right now, all of the trending tropicals at this Lowe's is actually for $14.98 versus the $19.98. I have yet to actually add some more Calathea to my collection. Like, I often see this. This is actually really cool. $14.98 for this self-watering planter. This is a Calathea dotty. Love Calathea dotty for the very dark purple leaves. If I were to buy a Calathea at this point, I think I would convert it to hydroponics. I think that is going to be my new mantra, my new trend. Like, I think I want to start growing a couple of plants in water, just because I love looking at roots. I love propagating plants. Like, I will literally take pothos plant cuttings and just propagate them so I can look at roots. And then right over here, we have a Calathea medallion. This one's for $15.98 in a self-watering planter. And we've got a gorgeous looking Aglaonema Golden Bay. We've also got a ZZ plant right here. We've got some Spathiphyllum or peace lilies right over here. I'm gonna pan over the price. I think it's like for $59, but you can see how massive that peace lily is. We've got some yucca plant canes right over there. And then we've got another beautiful peace lily in bloom right here. And I'm not gonna pan out. Actually, I was told that you can actually eat the flower part right there, that it's actually edible. So I think that's kind of interesting. Don't quote me on that, and don't try to eat that, because I don't know if it's actually toxic, but I've heard that you can actually eat the blooms of a peace lily. And then we're gonna walk over here. We've got some more live trends plants. I want to pan over here. I do like Live Trends planters just because they are very much modern contemporary, and that's really my aesthetic. I am yet to show you guys my personal home in my plant collection, but eventually I will. Right over here is an Epipremnum neon pothos. This one is for $20. Nice looking neon pothos. I think it's more costly just because of the planter. And then right over here, we have a bunch of ZZ plants. So ZZ plants in these cool looking planters. Live Trends actually has some really cool planters. Sometimes I wish they would just have very simplistic planters, but you know, like this little ZZ plant, really cute and very easy to take care of. So if you're a new houseplant person and you want some plants to grow, definitely consider ZZ plants. I would also say pothos plants. Snake plants are easy, and aglaonema. Honestly, I love aglaonema. I really think aglaonemas are the most underrated plants, and they come in so many varieties. But you know, I can get off of my soapbox on that. You already know, if you are a plant foldie, Growfold loves aglaonemas, and I would hope that you guys would continue to grow aglaonema as well. I'm going to pan over here and show you some of my Rescue Me, Please Help Me plants. These are the clearance plants, and right here, I've been seeing this aglaonema. I don't know exactly what the aglaonema plant ID is there, but that aglaonema right there is actually for $8. Not a bad looking one. I've already got that aglaonema, otherwise I would rescue it myself. Hopefully somebody will buy it. And then right over here, we have some strawberry begonia hanging baskets. These are by Costafars for $16.98. This is the smaller ones. I thought about getting a strawberry begonia, but I ended up getting a variegated one at Callaway's, which is a local plant nursery chain in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I am based in North Dallas, so for my new plant foldies or my viewers watching this for the first time, a lot of these Lowe's big box stores are all in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So it's just really interesting to see what your insights are. If you're international, I know my plant foldies in Canada said that their Walmarts don't carry nearly as much. I am actually curious to see if you're out of state or out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, what do your house plants look like in big box stores or grocery stores? Please leave that in the comments. Obviously, let me know in the live premiere chats. I love interacting with you guys, and I love just showing you plants. And then right over here was an actual Hedera helix, guys, or Hedera helix. Is the proper way to pronounce it. This is an English ivy. This is the Bettina ivy. I love the Bettina ivy just because it has like a very delicate looking leaf, but it's actually a full leaf. Love the variegation. I have killed about 11 English ivies, but you know what? I bought an ivy from Callaway's nursery about a month ago or close to a month ago, and it is not dying. Like, it doesn't have any spider mites. It is not dropping its leaves. It is living its best life. So you know what? Today I'm going to buy me a Bettina ivy just because I feel like if I've graduated and was able to grow one of my, English ivies, I might be able to add a second one. So we will see. I am doing what they call the Hedera Helix Challenge. So if you are a plant foldie that's adding an English ivy, add your picture on Instagram, use the hashtag GrowFold, hashtag Hedera Helix Challenge, and let me know if you're able to grow an English ivy. Right over here, we've got another bromeliad. I swear bromeliads are all over. But what I was gonna say is with the English ivy, I didn't realize that it was such a difficult plant to grow indoors just because it's so spider mite prone. And then the watering, you can't overwater it. You can't underwater it. It has to just be right. So just let me know, guys, what you guys think about English ivies. Honestly, I always gaslight it and, say some things about English ivy, but honestly, I love it with all of my heart. It just doesn't love me back. But right now it's currently loving me. But you can see here they have some more hanging baskets. Pink Passion lipstick plant. I definitely want to add a lipstick plant into my collection. They remind me of Hoyas. I really like that. And, I just hope that I will be able to afford plants more so this year, really grow my collection. My goal is to really connect our plant foldies and grow this community. Your viewership alone helps me fund my plant obsession, and then also just hitting the like button really helps me out. I do want to thank all of the plant subscribers, or the subscribers that sometimes will drop a super sticker tip during a live premiere chat. Love that funding, really appreciate it. And sometimes I will even see somebody add a super fan sticker for some of my published videos. So you know who you are. I really appreciate it, and feel free to send any donations if you'd like. It definitely helps me and my channel, and it funds my obsession with plants. Like right over here, we've got a philodendron cordatum. Love that as well. You know, these exotic angel plants that Costa Farms provides, I do like it. It's interesting that they actually send a bunch of different types of trays. So it really depends on your assortment. Croton mame, beautiful looking plant. You can't go wrong with a Croton mame. And then right over here, we have a Phytonia pink angel. I have yet to actually add a Phytonia pink angel. I do find them gorgeous. Phytonias, I feel like will need a little bit more humidity. So I have a lamp that I bought at Target, and it is actually one that I had a little terrarium situation. I am eventually going to make a terrarium. Not sure if I want to actually film the process, but if I do my plant home tour, which it's coming, it just really depends if you guys are going to keep tuning in, I will show you my home and my plants. So look at that. This is another Hydra Helix Bettina. It's another nice looking English ivy that I really like. But yes, I just love looking at different types of plants with you guys. You know, the point of my plant shopping videos is honestly to take you along as if you and I were walking around a big box store like Lowe's and looking at this beautiful gold dust ivy. This is another Hedera helix type plant. And I'm just honestly surprised that so many people are starting to tune in and watch my videos. It just inspires me to give you guys daily content. You know, looking at plants for me, it's really a de-stressor. I love looking at greenery. And, you know, if my videos actually give you guys just a stress reliever and just a space for all of us to really celebrate plants, then I am definitely going to work even harder to give you guys great content. I'm definitely doing my best to give you guys content. You know, somebody was worried about me actually, you know, burning myself out. But honestly, when I see you guys comment on my videos, go into my chats, I just think it is absolutely amazing. And I want to extend a huge thanks to all of the viewers and subscribers. My plant foldies, really like that. It's just really inspiring, and I really appreciate y'all. Right over here, we are still looking at some more exotic angel plants. Like this is another Dracaena warneckii white jewel. This one is for $5.98 at Lowe's. And again, Dracaenas are super easy. If you want an easy plant, get you a Dracaena because it can tolerate lower light conditions and they can grow fairly large as well. Look at this beautiful Schefflera, which is an umbrella plant. This is just the normal green one. I love umbrella plants too. I finally added one, the Schefflera Moondrop. It has some slight variegation. And then right over here, we have another Hedera Helix, little Herman Ivy, or my Hydra Helix, guys. You already know that English ivies, I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely a more challenging plant. They're gorgeous, and actually they do actually better outdoors. There are a couple plants that actually do better outdoors, but it's really interesting that big box stores will sell them as if they are indoor house plants. Speaking of indoor houseplants, here is a beautiful Dieffenbachia Camille. I love Dieffenbachia. They kind of remind me of an Aglaonema, but they have higher variegation. The only thing is they're more finicky because aside from Aglaonema, or besides Aglaonema, this one actually needs more bright and direct light. But let me go ahead and do a little commercial break and show you guys how to make a paper crane. So obviously I'm kind of mixing up my my content here. This is just a little bit of a break. So for those that are new to the channel, or even my plant foldies that watch daily, I will always show you how to make a paper crane in my videos. So the title of my YouTube channel is Grow Folds. The grow part is the plant content I have, and then the folds is actually in reference to my interest in origami. This YouTube channel originally was an origami ASMR channel where I literally was posting daily videos of folding origami paper cranes just for the ASMR paper crinkle sounds. I have been folding paper cranes for 7 years straight. My goal is to grow to fold 1 million paper cranes, and so this is just a quick tutorial on how to make an origami paper crane. If you look at my very my older videos, you will see literally hundreds of slow motion origami paper crane tutorials. For my plant foldies, I would love for you guys to learn how to make a paper crane. To one of my plant foldies who recently sent me a DM on Instagram showing their origami paper crane, I am so impressed and excited that you learned how to make a paper crane. And I really hope that our plant community will also learn how to make a paper crane. But here you go. And the plant next to the origami paper crane is an Aglaonema red king. And now back to the main portion of the video. I'm kind of struggling to pull this out, but I just recently got this Pilea Pan Am. I love Pilea plants, so I recently got a Pilea plant that's the aluminum plant at Kroger, but I ended up getting a Pilea plant, Pilea Pan Am, actually at a Lowe's off of 121 in Custer Road in McKinney, Texas. So I ended up getting that, but you can see that there's just so many Costa Farm plants out in Lowe's. Love Pilea plants. I ended up buying a variegated Pilea plant. I will show you an unboxing and repotting video of it from Green Escapes, which is an Etsy store that I typically buy like starter plants from. And then right over here is a self-watering planter for $15.98, a golden pothos. So if you're gonna ask me what the easiest plant to take care of is, if you're starting houseplants, definitely get this plant right here. It's a golden pothos. And then we have another Tradescantia hanging basket right here. This one is for $16.98 by Costa Farms. Now I have 3 different type of Tradescantia. I've got a Tradescantia Nanook, I've got a Tradescantia Roxo, and then I have another Tradescantia that's like a white version that I'm growing in Leca. And then right over here we have a peperomia or teardrop peperomia. I actually want to grow a teardrop peperomia. This one is for $16.98 in a hanging basket. I would totally buy this hanging basket, but again, when you think about plants and how many plants you bring into your home, it's very easy to go to like a big box store or a plant nursery and just buy plants. But here's what I would tell any viewer that is watching my channel. Consider your lighting conditions that you have in your home. How much do you know about your plant care for that specific plant? How many plants do you actually have in your home already? And do you have the time to invest in watering the plant, checking for pests for the plant, repotting the plant, getting rid of the dead leaves of the plant? Those are all of the questions I would ask you, because what happens is we buy all of these plants. And the biggest thing about plants, plant care is the time invested. You would be surprised about how many hours a day you could possibly spend growing plants. And I know that I'm showing you all of these plants. I am on a rant, but I think it's just really important because there's so many people that are watching my videos now that are getting into plants. But I really want to not discourage you from buying plants. Obviously, if a plant gives you joy, buy it. But know the plant care tips for the plants, because about 3 to 4 years ago, I had so many plants. I probably had like 300 plants growing in my house. But the thing about it is I ran out of time to water the plants. So some of the plants started to decline in its health. Then I ended up getting pests, because when you buy a plant, you don't want to actually put the plant that you bought from like a grocery store, big box store, and put it next to your actual plant collection. There is what you call a quarantine period where you probably want to leave it away from your plants for about a good 5 days. And you probably want to go ahead and spray it down with like insecticidal soap. If you are about using like systemic granules, do that. But plant, pest infestations happen. And what happens is it could literally destroy a whole plant collection. The more plants you have, the higher susceptibility of getting plant pests. So you just definitely want to make sure of that. You know, common plant pests that happen are like spider mites, mealybugs. Thrifts are the killer. Oh, I really hate thrifts, and I've actually had a thrift infestation the last week that I had to make sure to get under control. Even with all of my plant preventatives, it happens. But again, just make sure that, you know, as we look at these plants and we are big box store plant shopping, that we have the space, time, and effort to take care of the plants. That's all I'm going to say. I know that I ramble on about plants, but I hope you guys actually appreciate some of my insights. I love showing you plants, but also letting you know my thoughts about plants, just because I think it's important. I think that if we're going to go do YouTube videos, we need to go provide content that's more personable and not so scripted. So I really, you know, pretty much shoot plans, and then what I do is I actually voice over and tell you my thoughts as I play back the video. So if you want to know my actual process, that's what I do. Anyways, I know that I probably rambled on a lot, so hopefully it's not too much, but let's go back to the actual plants. You can see right here, this is an Epipremnum aureum jade. Really like this. So basically this is the green, just a typical green pothos, super easy to grow. And what's interesting about pothos is if you let them trail, they'll get smaller leaves. But if you let them grow up a totem pole, a moss pole, or some type of stake, the leaves will get incredibly large. And then right over here, we've got a cool looking green Marantha. Love Marantha. So these Maranthas are part of like the Calathea, Stromanthe, Nanthe, and prayer plants. They're a bit more finicky. Definitely want to give them bright indirect light. Definitely give them a lot of water, not overwatering, but keep their soil moist. This is a teardrop peperomia. I've been seeing a lot of these actually at this Lowe's. They remind me of Hoya, and this one is for $16.98. Really nice looking teardrop peperomia. Love the waxy leaves, love the shine on the leaves. It's really nice. And then right over here they have a Triscanthia as well. These are really easy. So the only thing about Triscanthia is they can get leggy. So if you see your Triscanthia getting a little bit leggy, you might want to just cut it back. They're vigorous growers. They grow really easy, and you can literally stick your cuttings into water in like literally within 3 to 4 days there's roots. So super easy to do that. And then here's another teardrop peperomia. I swear all of these teardrop peperomias are asking me to buy them, but I am not going to buy a teardrop peperomia today. I don't have any hanging basket space. Now this is a really cool Hedera helix starling ivy, or Hedra helix, guys. You know, my Hedra helix right here, variegated, not variegated, this is an English ivy. Really nice looking texture of the leaves, very like sharp points. I like that, and that is for $16.98. And then we've got some more exotic angel plants here. Notice that this Lowe's actually has racks outside of their typical racks because they've gotten so many plants. I love the fact that they have full stock all the time. I've never seen this like Lowe's bare. And their plants are always healthy. Even their like Rescue Me clearance plants look great. Right over here is a mini variegated lipstick plant for $16.98. Again, this looks like a Hoya. Love me some lipstick plants. It's one of these plants, genuses that I definitely want to invest a little bit of time in and possibly buy and add to my collection. I don't know all of the care tips for that. I've heard that it's similar to Hoya. And then right over here, we have another gold dust ivy, or Hedera helix gold dust. Really a nice looking plant. I would love to be able to grow ivy, but you know, English ivy, guys, I'm telling you, it's one of the more challenging plants, even for a seasoned plant keeper or somebody who grows houseplants. They're very susceptible to spider mites. They honestly do well when you actually grow them outdoors. So just FYI, if anything, just add a humidifier next to your Hedera helix and you should be okay. They don't like to be overwatered, but they also don't like to be underwatered. And then right over here, we've got a Rex begonia. Love me some Rex begonia. This is one that I often see at Lowe's. Is this particular one that Costa Farms actually sells in Exotic Angels. I have 3 Rex begonias. And here is a Fat Shadera. Right over here are a pia tree plant. I like this just because they remind me of maple tree leaves, and I love maples. I have a collection of Japanese maples. I will eventually show you guys my outdoor plants or my outdoor garden because I do like outdoor plants as well. And then right over here, we have a snow white waffle plant. So I ended up buying a snow white waffle plant actually at this particular location. This one is for $5.98. And my snow white waffle plant is doing okay. There are some crisping of the leaves. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing wrong. Like, I don't know if it just needs higher humidity. The soil stays moist. So it's not like I'm underwatering it or overwatering it. And then right over here, we have a Balfouriana Aurelia. My Balfouriana Aurelia or variegated Aurelia is actually doing amazing. I rescued one for $1. I spent $1 at a Lowe's, and it is now pushing out new growth, meaning it is starting to recover from the trauma of just being neglected at a big box store. Again, when I talk about just neglected at a big box store, it doesn't mean that I am trying to talk negative about big box stores. I just know that in retail, maybe they don't have enough employees that to take care of the plants. It's not necessarily a local plant nursery where they have all of the care tips. I've seen actual big box stores like overwatering plants. So it's not like they don't attempt, but it's just one of those things where if you go to a big box store, just assume that the plant may potentially harbor pests, and you're going to have to really be careful in terms of just adding it to your main plant collection. Just a couple more tips. I know that I've spent a lot of time today specifically on this video just giving you more insights, just because I am giving you guys plant IDs on the screen. I know that plant foldies and my viewers appreciate that. It does take a little bit longer for me to edit the videos, but you know what? If that brings you joy and that is the content you want, I will do what you guys want, just because I want to make sure you guys continue to go tune into my plant videos. I know that when I go to Austin 2 weeks from now, I will have videos pre-made, but I may not necessarily make it into the live premiere chats. I kind of want to enjoy my vacation, but have no fear, I will have plant videos for you. So if you haven't already, please make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video and subscribe. I did want to show you this. This is an Alocasia Quilted Dreams, or I think it is. Give me confirmation, but this is one I definitely want to rescue. I believe they may actually clearance this out for me because it's not looking that well, so I may ask to see if they might discount this. We'll see what happens, but I love Alocasia. The only Alocasia that's actually struggling for me, unfortunately, is the Alocasia Jacqueline. The leaves have kind of turned yellow, and I don't know if I just didn't give it enough humidity, but this Alocasia Quilted Dreams, I'm going to possibly buy it if they're going to discount it and then replant it in some better soil. So we'll see about that. We've got some bonsai plants right over here. I just recently added a succulent into my collection, and it's actually a variegated jade bonsai that I created. So if you didn't see my last video, please check it out. I show you how to make tutorial of jade bonsai. I was actually inspired by an Instagram profile called, I think, Little Jade Bonsai. This guy actually specializes in jade bonsai. If you don't know what bonsai is, it's basically a traditional Japanese form of growing trees, shrubs, or any type of plant in a shallow planter, and shaping it and trimming it to have a really aesthetic looking shape. And then right over here, we have some gorgeous Dieffenbachia maculatas. I love Dieffenbachia. I don't really have an actual Dieffenbachia in my collection, just because in the past I've killed them because they require bright indirect light. They can be spider mite prone, and the watering conditions, you have to really be mindful of it. If it doesn't get enough light, it will actually get leggy, and I've seen that happen to me personally. And then we have some larger like yucca cane plants here. I've seen a lot of yucca cane plants, but I honestly don't know the plant care tips. And then we have another Hedera helix or English ivy hanging basket here. We've got a philodendron cordatum right over here. These are all for $16.98 in the smaller exotic angels hanging baskets that Costa Farm sends out to big box stores. I am just really excited to see what this season comes around. You know, spring is literally around the corner. We're a few weeks away. And as the weather actually warms up. I'm curious to see what type of plants we get. Right over here, we do have a Dracaena white aspen. So I always talk about Dracaena being very easy to care for plants. Unfortunately, this particular Dracaena, though, is not as easy. I underwatered it, and then the leaves started to brown, especially the variegated white parts. But I would say this is one of the most beautiful looking Dracaenas for sure, just because of its very stark white variegation. We are about to look at some Aglaonema. You already know that if I go to Lowe's, I will check out their Aglaonema. This isn't a self-watering planter for $15.98. This is an Aglaonema Maria. That's probably the third most common Aglaonema you will find in the United States. And then we have a Raven ZZ in a self-watering planter. This Raven ZZ has a lot of new growth, actually. I find it interesting that Raven ZZ don't come out black. Their new growth comes out green and then darkens to black. And then right over here, we have a Xanthosoma for $14.98 on sale. Xanthosoma remind me of like Caladium and Alocasia. I actually would mistaking that as an Alocasia or Caladium. And then right over here, we have an Aglaonema two-tone moonstone. So this one has just been recently released by Costa Farms. This is a beautiful looking Aglaonema. It looks almost like the sparkling Sarah Aglaonema, but this one actually has very light pink variegation, which is what I really like as well. I was so happy to find it, and I ended up buying it at a Lowe's off of 121 in Custer out in McKinney. So just wanted to pan out here. And what I love about this Lowe's location is they definitely know how to merchandise their plants where it's aesthetically pleasing, it's very inviting, and it inspires you to pick up a plant and buy it. I really appreciate the effort that this particular Lowe's gives for their plants. They're usually healthy plants, and there's just so much to pick from. And I'm just very thankful that, you know, I can find plants like this. This is an Aglaonema Pink Siam. Like, if you don't have that, definitely add that to your collection. Honestly, add an Aglaonema to your collection. If you are a viewer starting out plants, buy you an Aglaonema, direct message me on Instagram, comment on this video, let me know if you did buy an Aglaonema, because that is my agenda, is to get everybody loving Aglaonema. And then right over here, we have another Calathea. This is a Calathea Green Goddess. So here's the thing about Calathea. They're very finicky. You see how beautiful and perfect the leaves are here. If you don't give it the right care tips, if you buy one today, 2 weeks from now, if you're not giving it the right light, the right watering conditions, it could have some crispy brown leaves. So just FYI. And that's why it's really important for all of us to communicate, interact, share our thoughts about plant care. And then right over here, we've got an Aglaonema Golden Bay. I ended up getting one of these recently. I love the yellow variegation. And then this one is an Aglaonema BJ Friedman. Now, Aglaonema VJ Friedman is actually one Aglaonema I haven't really been seeing in big box stores. So it's always exciting, and I always like to kind of like give it a spotlight when I see it in a big box store. I think it's super awesome. Now, these Aglaonema are actually for $21.98. Not a bad looking Aglaonema, and they're very good sizes as well. And then right over here is a Spathiphyllum, or what you call a peace lily. Look at how beautiful the leaves are, even though it's green and there's no variegation. Really nice looking one. What I like about peace lilies or Spathiphyllums is they have extreme tolerance for lower light conditions. You can literally grow one in the bathroom that doesn't get a lot of light, and it will still thrive. The only thing is it's a very thirsty plant. If you underwater it, it will literally droop over and look like it's about to die. But if you water it in a couple hours, it will just perk up like nothing is wrong. There are some plants that are super dramatic like that. And then you can see that they are getting ready for spring. So we've got assorted grapes, we've got bulbs, we've got strawberries, we've got a lot of things. We've got bulbs for like dahlias, caladiums, and all of that. And I'm going to walk over here. This is what you call the Rescue Me plant. And look at this. This is another Peperomia raindrop rescue plant. This one is for $8. I am almost tempted to get this, but I feel like I can get a more full one. Nonetheless, I hope that somebody will bring this plant home because it's still not a bad looking plant. It definitely will need a little bit of rehabbing. So I will talk about how to rehab rescue plants and add another video. But my plant foldies, let me know what other content you want to see, what you would like for me to talk about as well. I am always open to feedback. Really appreciate the feedback because that means it shows that you guys care, about what content I'm giving. I am just really excited that this little plant journey of mine I am able to share with y'all. And for the ones that are learning how to fold an origami paper crane, can you guys do that and maybe show me on Instagram, or even just let me know in the live premiere chats? That would be so cool. We're going to show you a couple more plants and I'm going to end this video, but this is a Stromanthe triostar. Stromanthe triostar, again, is just like Calathea, Stromanthes, and Nanthes, and also prayer plants. This one is a Calathea obtusifolia. This one is a little dehydrated. You can see that the leaves aren't as perky. These are all by Urban Jungle. Not a bad looking plant at all. They have beautiful foliage. And then I'm going to pan over here and show you the prayer plants. This is the variegated version, and then we have the non-variegated version by Urban Jungles. Those are for $13.98. I'm just going to pan out again and show you guys how many plants they have. They have a bunch of plants at this Lowe's. I will be featuring some more outdoor plants as well as spring gets closer. I will show you guys some more blooming plants, but today I will just show you all of the beautiful plants they have available at this Lowe's. I would love to just be able to show you guys how full these Lowe's are. It's really interesting to hear from other people around the country saying that their big box stores aren't as full. I am very fortunate to not only have so many big box stores, like literally I'm based in North Dallas, and within a 10 to 15 minute radius, I can go to a Lowe's, a Home Depot, a Kroger store, an HEB store, a local plant nursery. There's just so much to pick from. But my plant foldies, I really hope you guys are enjoying this Wednesday evening plant premiere. I'm sure that we are going to have fun in the live premiere chats. Please add me on Instagram at GrowFolds, and if you haven't already, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button, guys. I cannot stress to you guys hitting the like button, and hit the subscribe button. This is Richie at GrowFolds, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.